I'm pleased to introduce Dr. Stuart Grauer, our founding head of school, to the stage for our keynote address.
Thank you to the faculty and board of trustees. Welcome parents and alumni, dignitaries, neighbors, friends from near, friends from far away, and family who traveled from far away as well. Welcome to the class of 2019. Why do some people focus on positives, on gratitude, and on connection, while others focus on the dark, the gossip, the separateness they feel? Can optimism and positivity, can they be learned from the natural world? I hope these questions will become greater focus of all education, and our senior class is already proving their efficacy. Optimism is a habit of the mind. It comes from practice. You seniors have had a fairly Socratic, inquiry-based education. And going forward, you'll easily notice the optimists. They're the ones asking the wilder questions. Even when all the others are stuck, they ask why 10 times more, until they find wide open possibility that seems to fly in the face of existing reality. When you keep hearing things like, wouldn't it be cool if, keep listening. You're with an optimist. It's not true that only little children should skip and hop. In school, instead of saying, you youths are wild and we need to civilize and tame you, what if we said, you youths have become tame. Let us restore and cherish your wild selves. We know from much research and from personal experience that those among us who frequent the green wilderness, hear the sounds and feel the sensations from natural environments, are experiencing greater feelings of optimism and gratitude, as well as producing positive brain chemistry. There's a simple relationship between the natural world, optimism, and health. For instance, neuroscientists have found that with time in nature, our brains produce oxytocin. With a squirt of oxytocin and some related well-known hormones, we become more empathic, more giving, even more environmentally attuned. We're more aware. People perceive us as warmer, and we perceive them as warmer. The change moves through our cortex. We become more socially conscious, more altruistic. Over time, with practice, we show patterns of this behavior, mixed with sunshine and exercise, and with habit over time, and our brain changes itself. And it does so throughout our lives. Grads, your school, the Grauer School, is small and connected, like a tribe. In your senior portfolio defenses, some of you noted that you've grown up with fewer barriers between you and classmates, mentors, and the larger world. You have come of age on our campus with no place to hide from classmates or from teachers, no back rows or hallways, no hiding. Over time, we've watched your vulnerabilities become you, worn on your sleeve. They rode with you on expedition. You brought them along with you to Yosemite, West Virginia, to the orphanage in Kenya, snorkeling at Catalina, to the Freedom Bell in Philadelphia, surfing and school visiting in Panama, hunting and tracking together in the California Central Valley, swimming with whale sharks in Baja, hiking on Mammoth Mountain, playing music up and down the coast, checking out college campuses in New York and New England, reaching as far as Taiwan and France. You closed out most of those trips with gratitude circles, with mentors and peers, a sacred Grauer School tradition. In the wilderness and outdoors with your teachers and classmates, you have all been overcoming yourselves, your own fears, hang-ups, pains, hassles, mean people, stubborn forces that don't want to move, the unfairness of rivers, borders, and walls that are physical but also mental. You've grown into someone whose primary attitude, whose default disposition is not stuck in the narrow worldviews or victimization of fear, not hung up on having to get an A for its own sake, or on who notices you, but someone who moves down the river of gratitude and connection and healing. Yeah, some turbulence and chop sometimes, but keep moving on, right? Professor Francesca Gino at Harvard found people who practice optimism daily even dream better. Optimists dream wild. They're more attentive, alert, energetic. They feel happy about life in general. They even get and keep more jobs. People have been discussing the impact of nature on the human spirit for hundreds of years, probably thousands, from St. Francis to Thoreau to John Muir to Einstein to you. Today, neuroscientists are finding changes in the brain and changes in the body that suggest we are physically and mentally more healthy when we are interacting with nature. Heart rate, blood pressure, and various bodily systems all are impacted powerfully. Time in nature makes us happier and breaks down the barriers between us. At senior portfolio defense presentations this year, one senior said, "You guys have become my brothers and sisters." Another senior noted, "Grauer and all of you have taught me not to be afraid to be affectionate with my friends." At the Grauer School senior graduation defenses, I witnessed outpourings of appreciation for how funny, compassionate, and caring your teachers are too. Senior Sarah Zhu said, "Every day I experience love and kindness here." Kiana detailed how when students expand their lives in travel and culture, they open their hearts. I left those senior presentations trusting you all more, happier to sign diplomas, trusting that our minds could be bigger than most of the issues that drag us down, trusting that our hearts are even bigger than our minds, which is true courage. Class of 2019, your level of courage is a cause for optimism. And if anyone wants evidence beyond your senior graduation defenses, all they need to do is look at the unique list of post-high school plans you are making. You're not falling into job slots, you're creating lives. And while doing so, you're singing, writing, rambling, riding, creating, working hard, and experiencing the wild. It's time to wrap up now, seniors. We're handing off to you. I think you know the world will not manufacture meaning for you. You can't cut and paste it. You can't get heart DoorDash to you, and you definitely will not find it on social media or Google. Many people you will meet, even among the supposedly wise, have made the case that evil outweighs the good in nature. But this is not true. All meaning exists already in nature's rhythms, beyond good or evil. This is our nature too. You can't fool your spirit. You can't fool your pineal gland, your adrenals, your parasympathetic system, your subconscious. They will be the judges of your optimism. They will determine if the horse lowers its head and softens its muzzle when you approach, or stiffens. At our closing luncheon together, here's what you told me. You said, leaders are open to always learning more about those around them. You told us how leaders inspire those around them to find and express their passions. But you also noted that this is the very impact that you've all had upon one another as classmates. So, you have this connection now. You have shared a wild 4-year pilgrimage called high school, soon to be just a gleam in your eye whenever you see someone from this class. And here it is, described by Senior Parker Yates, who said, surrounding yourself with nature is so extremely important, whether it's just taking a walk by yourself or being up in the mountains with your friends. I was lucky enough to be able to come to a school that values nature as much as I do, that deepened my love for nature. Thank you, Parker, and all of this class for showing me the meaning of connection, the great lesson of ecology. Wildness is not just a place you can escape to in the world. Wildness is the whole world, the whole of creation, expressing itself through each one of us. Thank you, students. Thank you, parents, ancestors before you, and thank you, teachers.